Hey, go. It's Sunday morning. We're doing it a bit different.
Yeah, welcome to sunny Newcastle. It is sunny as
Very
well.
sunny.
Yeah. Now tell them what you just told me.
Which part?
The bit about the whiskey.
So Friday we drank, consumed a fair bit of alcohol, went home, and drank the best part of half a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Till the beautiful sun came up. Anyway, so first things first.
Yeah.
Has there been any sort of cheeky boy?
The cat.
I need to know.
There's been no sign of the cat, but because I put up a photograph of the cat sitting on my guitar and told everybody that you could play guitar like Angus Young, everybody's sharing it all over New South Wales.
Okay.
Well, there's all these. There's different levels to this cake. The cake is the Lost Pets Association of Australia. So there's the Hunter Valley Newcastle sect or segment, and then it gets shared to New South Wales, and now it's gone to like Lost Pets Australia. I think there must be a lot of whatever about lost pets. There's a lot of pets in Australia, but there's a lot of lost pets too.
The power of social media.
Yeah. I really appreciate everybody sharing it. The only thing that gets on my tits is people come on and they start saying, "Hope you find your baby soon." And I'm like, if this was a baby, I would be looking a whole lot harder.
Let's pump the brakes for a second.
Yeah, because they call their cats their babies, and that's
what's the word?
just bullshit.
No. Fur baby.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh yeah, like your baby was born with hair all over. And your baby, if you died and your baby was locked in the same room as you, he'd eat your face off. This would be a good movie. You should make this horror movie.
It's probably been
Called Fur Babies.
Fur baby.
Just when you thought it was safe to fall asleep.
So did you vote yesterday?
I did vote, yep.
Are you allowed to vote? Obviously.
What do you mean allowed to vote? I love it when little Aussie shits who come up to me and they go, "I want your own country," and I go, "Well, what age are you?" And I've been an Australian longer than, I've been an Australian for longer than they've been alive, some of them.
Who says that? Who tells you to go home?
Oh, people throw rocks at me in the street.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's tough out there for an Irishman.
They say, "Go home, you Muslim." And I go, "Hang on."
Whoa. I didn't vote. I'm going to get fined.
How much?
I think it's $55. Which seems like a reasonable amount, considering I chose that over having to leave the house again once I got home.
So $55 just to be allowed to stay at home.
Reserve the right to not vote, but it'll cost me.
And is it dearer if you don't? Because I always vote, but is it dearer if you don't pay for the sort of national ones?
I think it's the same, 55. But then you get the administration fees if you don't pay it within a certain time.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
then
we were.
lose your license and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I wonder. I must get a few quid from that. It's good. I kind of fall both ways on that argument. I kind of like it.
That it's
I
compulsory.
kind of like that it's compulsory, but it kind of takes away from the idea that it's a democracy. But on some level, like I'm a fierce Facebook warrior when it comes to politics. Like, you know what I mean. Just don't ask me to get out of bed with a banner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let it be more.
But people like me should be made to vote, I think, because there's no point in being on there banging on about stuff and then you don't vote, or put yourself forward. If you think you know more.
How many more people do you think would vote because it's compulsory? If it wasn't compulsory,
I don't know.
half the
I don't know
amount
how
of
that works out. I don't know what the stats are on that, man. Maybe we should hire a statistician.
Statistician.
I was fucking hire a fucking statistician.
So someone was telling me about how there's the vote for the marriage equality thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's it actually is my naivety, and ignorance is probably the word. I genuinely didn't know it wasn't legal.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Yeah, see, you're one of the young ones that grew up thinking that everybody's the same.
I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why can't they? Huh?
That's the fridge, in case you're wondering what that noise is.
Yeah, we're outside now. We've been shafted. We're not allowed inside the venue anymore.
Yeah, because the crowd's coming in just to touch us, I think. So, many.
Because, like, in Ireland, they can?
They can now.
Yeah. That's only fairly recent.
That's only like a year ago now, or maybe 2 years ago now.
still like we're a first world country. Like how are we? How is this not?
Oh, you call it first world, but
Are we not first world? We're not third world.
Yeah, but even you know what I mean.
We're fairly small.
People say America is a first world country, and it is on some level, and then on other levels, I wouldn't particularly want to be hanging out there much. Do you know what I mean?
America. Oh, but
Yeah. You know, I'd rather go to Cuba and hang out, like.
compared to an actual third world country.
Yeah, but God, we could talk about that all night and day.
Yeah,
Okay, you got a country that's been hammered politically, and what defines a third world country? Lack of money or absolute starvation and poverty? How do you get that? How do you get the tag of third world country?
You probably don't have things like
Medical. You can't get to a hospital.
the schooling systems.
Yeah.
The roads.
Yeah, what you know?
Like the amount of money that gets put into transport.
What have the Romans ever done for us? I was reading a book this morning, and in fairness, now this guy called Oliver Goldsmith, and he's talking about people. You know, it's coming in after back in the late 1700s. He's talking about the 7-Year War, and people profiteering from war and how it changed society, and it's still happening. This first world where you get all the first world problems, and I don't mean like I've got a flat on my golf caddy.
Yeah,
Kind of first world problems. I mean genuine stuff that capitalism can bring.
Well, the more you have things that it can.
Yeah. You know, there's two sides to every Club Gold grain, we used to say back in Ireland. That was a biscuit. There's chocolate on one side, and it didn't on the other.
What was the biscuit called?
Club Gold grain.
Club Gold Grain.
Yeah, grain.
Grain.
Gold grain.
Gold Grain.
I've eaten a few Club Gold grains in my time. I mean, let's get on to the serious topics in life now.
Is that your favourite biscuit?
We've gone from Oliver Goldsmith in the late 1700s to Club Gold grain.
Let's get back to that. Where was the
Seven-Year
war?
War, I don't know. Because I know my friends are listening and they know the dates, so I can't talk about this anymore.
See, we incorrectly got a
Famine dates wrong. Yeah.
famine date wrong. So now, for eternity,
I can never mention a
we
date.
can never mention a date.
Not even my own birthday. I'm not entirely sure. I was born at 1 in the morning. What an inconsiderate bastard. Like. I mean, from square one, I was being inconvenient.
How long was the labour?
Well, it was a long time for me. I was stuck in a tube. You know what I mean? I don't know what my mother was doing, but...
I don't know what time I was born. I heard a story of someone who was having their third child, and so she was going into labour, called the husband. By the time he got home from work, she'd had the baby in the kitchen on the floor with the mother.
Oh my God.
Like her mother was delivered the baby.
They're great if they go well, those home births. Because that's the way it used to always be. Like.
Yeah.
You get the local midwife, and she'd call around and be well able for a touch. But then when the complications kick in. I often think about birth. I'm wondering, is death similar to birth? Like, you know, the minute the person dies, do they feel like they're being pushed through a bloody tube? To get to the next level. Oh, but are you going back or are you going forward?
Well, you don't go back forward, I think.
Yeah.
But that's,
So,
forward, that's if you're thinking that it's something else and you're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or is it just nothing? We talked about this the other time.
Did
Don't we just go back into...
Get
back into the nothing?
We should have a podcast where we drink a half bottle of whiskey, then start the podcast, and then finish the half bottle of whiskey.
Listen, JJ, if that's a podcast you want to do, I am 100% doing that.
I think we should do it. We'll do it for Christmas or something. You know, when it really matters that you need to drink whiskey.
Christmas special. Maybe that's the one that Corey can come be a part of.
Yeah, because he wouldn't get drunk. He'd just be sitting there abusing me and laughing.
Dictating the conversation.
He keeps saying to me, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. Like why do you keep hitting yourself? Why do you keep hitting yourself? Anyway, let's talk about something serious, Nick.
So, at the end of our first 5, we've asked for questions.
Yeah.
And now,
yeah,
we're all this way in, we finally have a question.
And the question was
my dear friend Stormo. So it says,
oh, you know the guy.
What is the big Newcastle region must do for this coming summer? Now, when I read that, summer and winter doesn't. There's no discernible difference to me, other than I swim at the beach more. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't keep those things called calendars.
It's overrated. Probably the same with weeks.
I
Like,
work on instincts.
but for me, because I don't have a specified weekend, weeks are, like days are just days to me.
Well, the thing coming up isn't this? Is it like this car racing thing?
Oh, the
What?
supercars thing.
Supercar thing.
That's probably that'll be. I said to my dad, I think that'll be one of the biggest events in Newcastle, and he said no, it'd be when the Queen came. Queen supercars.
Was she doing the supercar thing, or was she just walking around? Because, like, at the moment, Newcastle looks like Syria.
It's
They're getting ready for the supercar thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because I don't understand what's going on. I see people online that are against it, and people online that are for it, and all the hoons are for it. And anybody that lives here is against it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, just the lack of communication that they seem to have gotten, the residents. Yeah, because
They're just not being told anything.
I don't know what the full story is, but I don't think they're getting as much transparency as what they want.
But just say on the ground level, you go driving around Newcastle now, it is a bomb site.
And it's going to get worse because they're doing the light rail work.
Hmm.
So
And it's hard to know which is.
they're going to close off. It'll be impossible for you to get in. They're going to close off a whole block.
I'll
As
just
of
take
like
the
next week.
helicopter.
Chopping.
I could lift in with the Queen. She said she was coming.
Yeah,
She was staying with me. She's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, if you didn't know, you'd think, what the hell's going on? But that's good. Newcastle's changing for
Yeah.
the better, I think. Growing up.
And you know what they say, Nick? A change is as good as a rest. Oh, listen, we were up
No,
in...
as a holiday.
No, holiday. Is that modern? Change is as good as a rest.
No, a change is as good
A
as
stitch in
holiday.
time saves nine.
Yeah.
Better out than your eyes.
So what's summer mean to you in Newcastle?
Summer. Summer means...
Do you
see, I'm a different animal. I'm not I'm not built for the sun, so my brains get fried. So a lot of it I go through it unconscious. And then I can't handle the heat, so I just lie under the house with the cats. It'll be cat this year. And
cats single
yeah.
and up the room?
myself and the cats, we just lick the bloody cold pipes, so we cool down. Listen, we were up in the Hunter Valley yesterday, some markets up there. So myself and my father-in-law are kind of, that...
Bonding over markets.
Yeah, but we're the retail widowers, that thing where the wives go off shopping in this wonderful arena, and we're just standing there going, stuff this. Well, anyway, we walked. This is brilliant. I mean, I really appreciate this. This is the kind of moment that defines what keeps me alive, right? We walked up to a stall where my kid was looking at soap. Now, this woman handmade this soap, right? And honestly, it looked really beautiful, right? And I said to her, did you hand make this? And she said, yeah, I did. She said, I didn't always. She said, I was amateur at it, and then I just kind of kept going. And I said, well, you know what? It really is fantastic looking soap, right? And then my father-in-law says to her, do you know what? He says to her, it'd nearly be a shame to use it, right? Now this is where it really got good. Because she paused, and I could see the little twinkle in her eye. And she says, I can't do an Aussie accent, but if I could, I'd do one. And she said, do you know what I say when people say that? And I said, no. What do you say
Please tell.
when people say that? She said, I say, it'd be a shame not to use it.
Not to use it.
And I thought to myself, that is brilliant. Because she had the lines ready, she had the gags ready to shoot out. So he goes, it'd be a shame, because obviously hundreds of people have said that. It'd be a shame to use them, they look so good. Right back she came, it'd be a shame not to use them.
Even over the bar, I have things like that where I say, and I've said the same joke hundreds of times.
Oh yeah, just a quick gag.
And every time I'm like, what? So we've got the beer taps and there's the little numbers on them.
Oh yeah.
And everybody asks, how do you tell which tap's which?
Yeah.
And I just say, we don't. We just guess and hope it's the right colour. I reckon I said that
Yeah.
200 times.
Yeah.
I keep saying it and I can't.
You know what? The same category as that kind of joke is I love local band names. Like there's a band around here called Two Can Do. And that, to me, is gold. Gold! I came up with one the other day for a two-piece Irish band, the Flying Column, which wouldn't mean anything to Aussies, but then Raymond Terrace. So Flying Column and Raymond Terrace.
Roman Terrace.
Yeah.
It's a suburb.
I know it is, but we can singer. I love that daft fish stuff. Anyway, when I'm doing gigs, because it's the same thing, you're pulling your point. So I'm doing gigs. There's a lot of stereotypical things that happen. There's often, if you're doing a function, there's a middle-aged woman who's just come through a divorce. She's very, very drunk. She's not wearing shoes. And there's two things about this woman. One is she wants to know if I have a tambourine that she can have.
She wants to be part. She wants to be part of the show.
Yeah, but in Oz, there's a tradition of having a tambourine available for girls like that, or women like that. But also, she will, if I play Summertime, she will go off like a frog in a sock, and then 15 other women will stand up and say, Summertime, live it easy. For some reason,
that's the tune.
There's a certain woman that wants to sing Summertime.
Well, because she wants to.
But why Summertime? She can sing anything, but just one song.
Because there's darkness in life, so that's the.
But there's darkness in lots of songs.
Yeah, that song's got sounds like it's nice summertime, but it's got the dark.
Oh, I reject your analysis. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Which is what?
Which is the reason is that these women are actually aliens.
And that's
the breeding call. There's other things like
that's the one that tunes them in.
The one that my personal favorite playing gigs as a soloist is the person that'll come up. They've got it in their head. They've had a few beers and they've got it in their head now. I want to hear a song. I'm going to ask the band. So they make their way up to me. So I may have been 4 notes into a song. Now when I'm playing music, my hands are working. I'm singing. I'm playing the harmonica bits. I could be doing the mouth trumpet at any point. So I am involved. I will not be. They will stand there for the 3 minutes and wait.
Staring at you.
Yeah. Or talk to me. You know the way, like an awful lot of bands, the drummer gets picked on. They'll talk to the drummer because he doesn't look like he's doing anything. I mean, he's just doing that. The drummers must hate that. I'm not bitter, though.
Just for someone at my end,
yeah.
When I see the person that's trying to request a song and talking to the musician,
yeah,
because it usually goes on for a lot longer.
Talk.
And I'm just like, mate, what about all these other people? Leave him alone.
It's therapy for a lot of people. They project onto me somebody who knows something or maybe well adjusted because I'm presenting an act. Whereas they don't realise that I'm twice as insane as they will ever be. But I'll talk to them as if I'm the teacher and I'll be nice to them and encourage them to move forward in their lives.
It's brilliant. So the thing where you were talking about you and your father-in-law going to the markets.
Talking to that woman about soap. Made my month. That was the best thing that happened to me this month.
So how's this for a game you used to play at the shopping centre?
Yeah.
So you sit, how they usually have the chairs at the top of the escalators?
Yeah. Chairs? Oh, you just...
not at the end,
Yeah, that area.
That area?
Yeah.
So you sit there, and as people come up the escalator, you've got three turns as ladies come up, and that'll be the lady you're going to marry for the rest of your life.
The next one,
The next one? So you can either take that one...
Oh, cash it in and
go
for it. That's brilliant. Yeah, I could play that. Even I'm 50, I can still play that game. Yeah. I can see teenagers playing it, but no, I'll be game for that.
I suppose it's funnier when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Probably gets crude.
Yeah, everything I do is creepy now. It's funny, you get to the age of 50 as a male, everything you do is creepy.
So, when's your birthday? Wait, what on the internet? Don't talk about it. Are you 50?
Well, they might send me money. 5th of February, send me money now, though.
Turning 50?
Oh, no, I was 50 in Ireland.
Yeah. Did you have a 50th birthday?
I did. A big feed in Galway. Bunch of friends. Big cake.
Whiskey?
No, I haven't been drinking in a while. I'm not in the mood. I'll come back to it slowly.
Work your way back.
Yeah.
Back towards the beast.
Once the insanity kicks in again. The heat of summer.
So the full on 45-degree days must must really send you around the bend.
Can't cope. It's ridiculous. When I was a kid, my mother bought this hair dryer that so it was like an impersonation of the ones at the hair salons. So
The big, serious industrial.
yeah, but it wasn't a big industrial. It was just you had to actually assemble it like the poles were like a tent pole, you know, and then you put this thing sitting on top of it and you sat under it. And so we'd do it for the hell of it, you know, just sit under there and dry our hair. And I remember as a kid thinking, oh, you know, this heat is wonderful. But when you've done like a week of it and you're in the hairdryer for the week, and you know every breath you take, every move you make, every snake you bake is hot.
Yeah.
Even at night.
You can't get away from it.
Can't get away from it. I used to be able to get out from under that hairdryer, and it was nice to get out from under it. But nah, I can't handle it.
Yeah, the really hot, like stuffy hot nights. That's the worst when you can't sleep properly.
Yeah. And the mozzies.
Yeah,
One mozzie can ruin my life. Like I will spend the night waiting for him.
I'm so anti-Mozzie.
Yeah. Well, somebody said to me once, they don't take much. And I kind of, for a while, I was like, yeah, you know what? They don't take much blood. Do you know what I mean? They're good parasites. They're really clever, good parasites. They take a teeniest little bit.
Give everyone malaria and kill
Yeah,
everyone. That's
there
not
is
so
that.
good.
Malaria is not good. Let's recognize that. But I'm just talking about, again, first world problems. In a country where malaria isn't a problem.
Some little bites and
It's just a few.
bit of a buzz.
Just a few bites in the night. As Dracula would say. So, this is Suicide Awareness Week.
Today is World Suicide Prevention Day.
Right. There's a thing being shared online. It's a little thing on Facebook. Copy and paste this if. So it's just one sentence and it has the link to this.
Yeah.
And I copied and pasted. Some friend of mine copied and put it up there saying copy and paste this if just to raise awareness.
Yep.
So I did, and then another friend of mine put it on, and I had to say to her, look, I can't copy and paste yours as well because if I keep copying and pasting these for every friend,
It's going to be like,
well, people are going to start calling around like with bloody flasks of tea and hugs.
what's that thinking
Yeah.
that's going on?
Is everything okay, Joe?
It's. I think the numbers are in the vicinity of 2,500 people a year,
In this country.
which is about 8 a day.
Wow.
That's only in this country,
Yeah.
which is pretty scary. Plus the ones you probably don't know about because it's maybe classified as a car accident, for instance.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Or a drowning, maybe. I don't know. There can be
You don't know, yeah.
things. So the number's probably a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Which is scary. Because the more it's talked about, the better.
Yeah.
'Cause people need to know that there's people you can talk to.
Yeah, that's a bit of a throwaway sentence, though. To say there are people you can talk to is true. You can talk to anybody. But if you're not a person
That is
who's comfortable talking to people, and a person who doesn't want to talk to people, you know, to say there's always somebody there. Well, there is. Hopefully people get to the point of...
So, but what's the? It is a throwaway sentence, but what's the other? What do you do then?
I think it's up to the rest of us to check on everybody we know.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know what I mean?
Because you never know who it is.
No, you never do. Although, you know, I've had a few people in my life that I was around who had killed themselves. And I always thought afterwards, I kind of felt their need. And I never said anything to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing. So that's the thing is
Yeah.
that just call that friend.
Yeah.
Call that brother or
Yeah.
your dad or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Or send that text message and maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And then it goes unknown. But if that's how we can collectively turn it around.
I remember when I was a kid, the people that used to make, so you'd feel so low as a kid sometimes, but the people in society that made you feel like living, they didn't say anything to you. They represented as humans. And I remember looking at them going, okay, I'm in pain now as a kid, but he made it. Like a lot of musicians, I used to look at musicians and
Yeah.
go, well, he's made it. I can hear his pain in his music. But look at him. He's made a
There's
beautiful picture out of what he's been given or what's happened to him. So I think rather than say there's always somebody who cares, you could say there's always a way out
Yeah, definitely.
other than suicide.
Other than suicide.
Yeah.
Because that's so.
Because the brain gets to a
Follow.
point where they can't see another way out. And then maybe drugs and alcohol gets involved and the brain definitely isn't working well then.
The decision
And they
making.
definitely can't see a way out. And you get stuck in this one track and you're down that track and
Because you spend, as humans, we spend pretty much our whole existence is trying to stay alive and further the species, through reproduction and all that.
maybe that kind of happens against
No, but like even say just crossing the road.
Yeah.
We're trying not to get hit by cars, like we're trying to stay alive
Try-
all the time.
trying not to
So
breathe
to
crossing the road.
short circuit that and to take your life, it's got to be
Yeah.
pretty full on.
Very few people do it sober though, I'd say. Very few people, there has to be chemical involved to be able to do that.
So
Well, yeah, it is sad. The people that are left behind. And then again, where does that person go? Like we don't know. Are they sitting on the other side of a wall going, I wish I didn't do that?
or is that just that? And there's nothing else.
Well, I think there's something. But it's not as simple as the religions make it out to be.
How big's religion back home
Something.
compared to religion out here? What you've seen?
Religion everywhere is huge.
So
And I thought, I don't know why, I naively thought that Ireland was getting less and less religious. And statistically, on face value, you think, yeah, it is. Less people are going to church. But there are significant friends of mine that, growing up, I would have thought were being hurt by religious people and religious fanaticism that have gone back into it now, like hell for leather, and you're kind of going, no, really? I would never go back to religion, but I got a right to it.
Yeah.
Very hard to describe to people how absolutely Catholic my hometown was. There were a couple of Protestants walking around that were like exotic birds, but
how were they treated?
no, they're fine.
Whatever.
We had bad times, but we didn't have we didn't have enough to make it a huge issue. Like say in the 6 counties in the north, it's a very different situation where you've got a lot more people who identify as Protestant and loyalist. Those guys didn't tend to live with us.
And that's where a lot of the fighting.
Yeah, that's exactly where it happened. Yeah. But we've got to get to work, Nick. It's all right for you bastards who got nothing for doing all day.
It's a nice lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, I've sharpened my banjo, so I'm going to play a few banjo tunes today. Remind myself just how different I am.
Yeah, it's good. It's a brilliant instrument. I love it. How it's so raw and like right at you when you're listening to it.
I was busking in Ireland. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I was busking with the banjo when I was home. And a guy from Portugal came up and he started chatting to me and he said, how long have you been playing the banjo? And I said, oh, a couple of years now. He said, how old are you? I said, well, 50 now, but 40.
Yeah.
He says, I have this theory that men learn how to play the guitar to attract women at a certain age. And then, did I mention that before? Then learn how to play the banjo to get rid of them. I keep thinking about that. This guy was a world philosopher, that could be so true. Because, the way Woody Guthrie had written on his guitar, "This machine kills fascists."
No.
Woody Guthrie is a famous folk singer in America.
Yeah.
And Bob Dylan was hugely inspired by him, but
Yeah, right.
Bob was very much more into love songs and pop.
Yeah.
But Woody was political. But he had this written on his guitar, "This machine kills fascists." I was thinking of writing on my banjo, "This machine kills your sex life." I was at a family dinner last night, and I was talking to another member of the family about banjos,
Yeah.
and she was really interested. And I was like, "Oh Jesus, someone's interested." And I was saying to my wife, "Why did you bloody talk about banjos the way this woman is?" And she goes, See, the difference between her and me is that I have to listen to the
Yeah.
fucking thing 4 hours a day. So I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about how to burn it.
She experiences it firsthand.
Ah, she hates me.
Would part of that be because on your your musical, your journey in music, you're right near the beginning of the banjo, aren't you?
Yeah, starting.
Yeah, so
It's
a lot
horrible.
more of the teething and going back and playing the same thing lots and lots of times.
Oh, yeah. I never get sick of it though.
That's good.
All right,
This is
Nick.
good.
Thanks a lot.
Same deal.
It's nice hanging out.
Email us.
Oh yeah, any questions? So yeah, all we got is that about Newcastle. Just to answer the
Summer.
question is that it looks like Beirut now, but apparently,
Get hot. The heat's
apparently
coming.
it's going to be great. Yeah, yeah. Come to Newey for surfing, and if you want to join me under the house with the cats, you're welcome.
The Muso.
And the Barman.
Musician.
Yeah, that's right. Superstar.
That's good.
Thanks, Nick.
Another one bites the dust.